this on a quick ride and give you some idea of what all these upgrades I've done have done to improve everything. So the best part about this bike is how it rides. The wheels make it a little bit more nimble. I guess a lot of less rotating mass, which then translates into quicker power distribution. So this bike is so fast with the acceleration. It just it's really a pleasure to ride. Like I said, this is probably the best bike I've owned in a long time. And I just really enjoy riding it. It's really got everything that I would want. It's going to be exciting to see what they bring over to the 2024s in a couple weeks from Harley. They're really going to transition, the Rushmore model years over to this. I think it's going to be interesting to see what they add, what they don't add. Just from some of the video snippets and clips, they look like they're not going inverted front end on the normal production, leaving that just for the CVOs. But we'll see. Is it worth the $100? Yeah, I think so. I don't have any of that normal downshifting hard clunks that occurred on my last couple bikes that I've had. It just makes it so much more of a smoother transition, and it's such an easy install. I mean, for $100, you can't really get too many parts that really change the comfort of the way that the bike rides. So yeah, was it worth it? I think so. I notice it now more than now that I've got some miles on it than when I had it with the stock one. But it's definitely worth it. Nice 63-degree day here in Arizona, and we're gonna pass all these other parts here. This is definitely a cruiser. It's just got the power when you need it. And it just goes, and it's a pleasure to ride. Oh, someone in their Corvette got pulled over. Oh well. Yeah, no, this is just really, like I said before, the best bike I have ever purchased from Harley Davidson. And it is just so responsive. If that windshield would just get done by clock, I'd be happy. It's just right now, this freaking windshield from Harley just sucks ass. Kind of blows my head all over the place, so. Regret buying it? Not at all. It is definitely worth the money in my opinion. I know there's a lot of people out there going, oh, that's, too much money, or, I wouldn't spend my money, or why are you upgrading something off of a $50,000 motorcycle? Well, because I'm making it my own. And I want it to be the best that it potentially could possibly be. So that's why I change out parts. That's why I want it to be done. And, there's a fuck asshole. Fucking clowns with their freaking trucks. Feels so light. This is fifth gear doing 80, 85, 3,500 RPM, if you can believe that. And I've got power to go for days, right? It's, like I said, the only complaint I got is the windshield sucks. And the minute clock comes out with the windshield, I will be buying one. The suspension, I still need to tune it, I guess, a little bit on the rears anyway, trying to get it to be right on that comfort / performance section. It's like it's either tuned all the way up or for whipping through canyons or whatever, or it's on Cadillac mode where it's just sloshy all over the place. Trying to find that sweet spot. I haven't quite done it yet, so I'm hopeful that I can play with it a little bit coming up. And I've only got I don't know, 2,500 miles on them, so I haven't quite figured it out yet. So one thing I also didn't notice with these Lindahl brakes, the bigger rotors require their race brake pads to go along with it, and man, they are noisy. I thought for sure I installed them wrong, and because it just you get a loud noise coming out of these pads, but according to Lindahl, that's normal. These pads make some noise, so yeah, I will definitely keep that in mind when hopefully they come out with the next level down pad from the race pads for these particular rotors, just to get rid of that noise. It's I'm sure they're performing amazingly. It's annoying as hell. I did change out the compensator ramp and the clutch basket and assembly to the Evolution stuff. It's got a better clutch, it's got a better ramp that's more hard. I'm just paranoid because I know that there's been problems with Harley's OEM stuff, you know, with power break-in, and I know that these bikes, you know, 120, 130 foot-pounds of torque or horsepower. I just don't want anything to go wrong, and I don't, you know, not that the OEM stuff was bad. I like to have my stuff as bulletproof as possible, you know, I'm probably not even gonna go crazy with, you know, when people figure out stage 2 stuff. I'm probably just gonna go, you know, maybe a little bit more, but you don't need to on this bike. It is absolutely fine right out of the box. You know, I went crazy on my last bike as far as build. You know, everything went to the best it could be as far as, you know, crank and everything else, and you know, it becomes a question of how many dollars per horsepower am I willing to spend, and am I trying to accomplish something? Well, you know, I learned the hard way. It's like, I live between 35 and 4,500 RPM. That's where I ride. And, you know, to chase dyno numbers up in the 5,000 RPM range, what's the point? Why spend $7,000 or whatever it costs to do a big bore kit to gain, you know, 15 horsepower when I won't ever use it? You know, as long as I got good horsepower between, you know, 3 and 4,500 RPMs, and I can get on it when I want to and not worry about it, I'm happy. You know, I did the crazy performance build, and it was too much. It was almost to the point where I didn't enjoy really riding it. It got so hot, especially here in Arizona during the summertime when it's 120 degrees. That motor, it pushed out so much heat. But yeah, so hopefully, you know, hopefully this gives you a little bit of an insight, but man, these wheels make a huge difference. I know that they are costly, but holy cow, it makes this bike even perform a lot better. So, do you need them? No, but they're nice to have. I really wish that somebody would learn a hack in order to get CarPlay to work without having to freaking have your wireless communication setup. That's just the dumbest thing in the world. But you know, I know it's not Harley's problem, it's Apple's problem, but until that happens, I don't ever turn my communication on. So you know, hopefully they figure something out to where I can have CarPlay up on there. But if not, I mean, I can always, you know, the nice thing is you got this to where you can put whatever you want in this screen over here. So I mean, I can put my nav, once it boots up, there we go, over there, and you know, use Harley's navigation if I have to, and then put Waze or something on my phone. But it's kind of stupid that you gotta have a phone to mount on top of this big huge infotainment screen. I just don't get it. You know, it's the little things that are buggy. You know, there's some software glitches in this thing. You know, it takes a while for that new screen to boot up properly. If you start the bike a little bit too fast, then it's got some glitches in it where it doesn't connect everything as good as it should, and sometimes you got to reconnect your phone and stuff like that. So I've learned to just kind of let the screen boot up, let it do its thing, let it, you know, program itself, and then things kind of work itself out. But you know, that's, everything's going to these software things. So the more software, the more problems. But yeah, I'm happy, and I can't wait to start seeing some of the stuff that people are going to put out on this bike, and you know, what they plan on upgrading, parts they're going to come out with. Custom Dynamics, I'm sure, will come out with some really cool stuff. That'll be plug and play, because right now there's nothing available for plug and play options, and I like to have some more lights on the back of this bike, just because I live in snowbird land, and some of these older people around here, they shouldn't be driving, number one, and two, they need something to get their attention, because I don't want to be rear-ended. I've seen too many people get plowed into and from behind, and it didn't end up well. So yeah, neutral is like butter going into neutral with this shifter too, so it's well worth the upgrade. Folks out for their Sunday drives today. just get the windshield fixed. That'd be it. And a little bit more sound out of the radio, even though I changed the speakers to hertz. There's still not enough projection. Maybe the windshield will help out with that, but as of right now, yeah, this stereo needs a little help.